The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Let's learn to love.
A very good evening to all of you. The Love Talk Show is on air.
On air to talk about intelligent love.
And regaining your partner's trust. It's very common when a couple have a disagreement and they are coming and saying sorry, and they want everything to be fixed at once. They want everything to be fixed immediately. And sometimes, Andrea, it's important to regain the partner's trust.
It's important to regain the the partner's trust and confidence. And sometimes it takes time. Not because we don't have faith, we do, but we have to change our attitude and our behavior. That's the thing.
We are going to talk about this. Look to this video talking about loneliness.
Stories we love to share. Today's episode, Transforming the Past. In a situation like this, what do you consider most valuable? In the film Leap Year, Amy Adams plays Anna, who faces another birthday without a marriage proposal from her boyfriend and decides to follow a Celtic tradition that allows women to make the proposal. On her trip to Dublin, she finds true love in an Irishman and realizes that true happiness requires leaving the past behind and listening to her conscience. The plot illustrates how attachment to the past and the desire to revisit old wounds can prevent us from accepting new opportunities. Loneliness and traumas from the past often keep us trapped, but evolution, both in our personal lives and in the technologies we now have, show us that leaving something behind is not a loss. See the top 3 innovations that are changing the history of humanity. In third place, space exploration and technologies through private companies such as SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, and Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, are developing space tourism and exploring the colonization of other planets. In second place, genetic therapies and precision medicine enable personalized medical interventions with treatments based on the patient's genetic code, offering hope for previously impossible cures. In first place, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing all sectors of the economy, transforming the way we make decisions through virtual assistants, advanced medical diagnosis, and autonomous vehicles. Just as technological evolution shows us that progress is essential, we must also reflect on the need to move forward in our personal lives. Looking into the past can be fascinating, but just as history teaches us with every achievement, from the first airplane to advances in AI, true evolution requires us to leave behind what no longer drives us.
And regaining your partner's trust. Listen, if you know someone who is going through this situation, you have a friend, a family member, or you know someone who is trying to recover, to regain his or her partner's trust, please give them a call and tell them that we are going to talk about this. Tell them it's very important for them to hear about this, how or what they can do in order to regain their partner's trust. Regaining your partner's trust. I'll give you a few moments. We are going to watch the word on the street, and then we are going to talk about regaining your partner's trust. If you know someone, please let them know. Tell them to be tuned in, because we are going to help them in overcoming this problem.
The word on the street.
How does baggage from a previous relationship impact a marriage?
I think that works both ways. I think all baggage, even from within the marriage itself. So, for example, I think obviously if you've been hurt in older relationships or you've got scars that have been left behind from emotional trauma, you can take that out on people in newer relationships that you're in. But also if you're 40 and you've been with the same person since you were 18, a lot of the time you made a lot of mistakes with each other, and then the memories of how you maybe mistreated each other when you were younger in your relationship can cause problems later because there are resentments. I think sometimes if you meet your partner a bit later in life where you're both a bit more grown up, you've made your mistakes with other people and it can actually be beneficial. So I think the whole past baggage thing, it can be problems whether it was in other relationships, but also from within your own marriage, the old baggage from when you were younger.
So baggage could be, kids could sometimes, depends how old the kids are. It does, if the marriage, or it could be like affecting the relationship. The kid might not like the dad, not like the mom, even though they're married.
It could impact the marriage negatively or positively. So depending on how they've come out of that relationship, it could be positive because they've learned from their mistakes or or it could be negative because they have these trust issues now that they've put on their new partner, so they don't really know what's true and what's not. So yeah.
The word on the street.
Well, let's so talk about how to regain your partner's trust. And the first thing is promising versus changing. We all know that talking a lot, it's important to talk. We speak so many times here how communication is important between a couple in a relationship. But when you are talking and promising that you are going to do something and is being given to you the opportunity to change, and sometimes because the partner doesn't mention, or is not paying attention, the person who promised thinks that these end up falling in the sea of
Forgetfulness,
and they don't remember anymore. And this is a very big way for people not to gain or regain the partner's trust.
You were saying something very important. Talking is important. Communication, and we have been talking about communication a lot in our programs. But if you just say, if you just talk, if you just communicate, but you don't do, and especially when you are married for a while now, it begins or frustration starts coming in. Frustration starts kicking in, as we usually say. And your partner will not trust you anymore. Your partner will not believe that you are really willing to change. Because if you say once, twice, 3 times, then that's why in the beginning of this program we said it can take time for you to regain trust. As long as you are promising and not doing, it takes longer for you to regain that trust.
And here, Andrea, comes so many times the question saying, but are you not a Christian? Are you not willing to forgive? Are you not willing to give people a chance? Well, but the chance is being given. The fact of forgiving someone who stole my wallet, I forgive this person, but I won't leave my wallet next to this person anymore. Not because I did not forgive this person, but because I don't want my wallet to be stolen again. And it's a matter of intelligence. And so sometimes if you committed a mistake and you've done something wrong, you cannot expect that coming and say sorry, and then immediately you are forgiven and all the trust is again on you. No, you can be forgiven, but you have to regain this person's trust again. If you made something wrong, if you offended, if you affected your partner's life, if you were promising too much and you were not changing, you were not having actions, if you end up doing something that hurt your partner, you cannot expect coming and just saying sorry, and this person is now trusting in you with their eyes blinded, and again, because this is not going to happen. The step of forgiveness may be there, and the forgiveness is exactly when you are given a second chance. You are given the opportunity of regaining this person's trust, in keeping yourself next to this person, in staying there. The forgiveness is there, and sometimes even the vow, the step of let's try again, it's there, but you must take actions that will regain this person's trust. You cannot come with that weak conversation saying, but if she loves me, if he loves me, he will forgive me, she will forgive me. She forgives you, he forgives you. But my dear friend, this doesn't mean they will place their lives in your hands. This doesn't mean that they will trust you with their eyes blinded. This doesn't mean they will do everything that you want. In order for you to occupy that place again, you have to regain this person's trust. And you will do it, you will regain if you are proving to this person that you really want. If you fail with your spouse because you were just with your friends and going out your friends and despising your spouse, and your friends were there for everything, or you were there for your friends for everything, you were paying more attention to your friends, and you end up even offending, despising, ignoring, hurting your spouse, your kids, and you realize this and you saw your spouse affected with it, and you cannot expect coming and say, hey, sorry, and then the next day you are there with your friends again. No, you have to make an effort and say, friends, I really like you, you are good people, but I have a family and I have to take care of them. And these actions, being responsible, taking care of your family, being there for your family, because now you've made a vow with them. You said, I will take care of this man, this woman, these kids, and you are coming here. So yes, slowly, step by step, you will regain this your partner's trust. This is just an example, and I could give many others. If you betrayed your wife, your husband, and you are still going and having a coffee with this person every single day or once in a while, you won't regain your partner's trust. Even if your partner forgave you, you won't regain your partner's trust. You have to change the way that you were doing before. Maybe it was this coffee once in a while that took you to that situation. So it's important for you to take decisions and actions that will prove to your spouse that you really change. You are not putting yourself in the lion's mouth or in a situation that you will fall again. You will prove that you really want to change. Well, the next slide says, how can we destroy our relationship with our own hands? And the answer is when we know what we ought to do, but we do the opposite, Andrea.
And sometimes what you were just saying relates to what a person thinks. I take this relationship for granted. This person loves me, we have been married for this time and for this long, she will never leave me, she will never abandon me. Well, patience has limits. And you cannot take your partner for granted. If we don't change, eventually the person will get tired of fighting and not seeing the results. Because if you yourself were in that person's shoes, would you do the same? Would you trust again? Question.
Well, I can talk about lies. If you were caught lying and you lost your spouse's or your partner's trust, uh, and you are constantly being caught in other lies, how do you want your partner to trust in you? So how to change this? Start telling the truth, no matter how hard it is. Start telling the truth, period, done. Start telling the truth. Base your life on truth. Whatever you do is the truth. It hurts, but it's the truth. And with the truth, you will regain the trust. You may pay for the actions and the things that you've done.
Pay the price.
You may pay the price. You may face consequences, but you will regain the trust because you were man enough, woman enough to face the consequences and do whatever necessary to regain your partner's
Peter,
trust.
and regain the trust completely, 100%, because sincerity brings this. When you acknowledge your mistakes, not by saying, oh, sorry, and do it that again, but when you really acknowledge, when you really repent, you are not afraid of facing the consequences, and you are there acknowledging. So of course, when you regain the trust, you regain completely. But Bishop James was teaching us, telling us one of these love therapy meetings, in one of the love therapy meetings that we've participated, that we really believe when a person changes, when she has an encounter with God, with the person that can really change them from within. And we are going to talk more with you about that.
Well, be aware not to fall into the cycle of hurting your partner, feeling remorse, asking for forgiveness, hurting them again, blaming your partner for the problems, and then you hurt your partner again, and the cycle is happening the same. You have to change. You have to take actions and steps towards to be trustworthy. And your actions, your decisions will speak louder than your words. Stop noticing each other's mistakes and start focusing on your own. Well, before we talk about this, let's watch a few moments of the love therapy sessions that is happening on Thursdays.
Many times, when people see they have a problem in their love life, they defend themselves. They put the problem on the spouse.
Yeah, they justify what they've done. And
Exactly. They say, look,
make excuses.
I know I cheated, but I cheated because she didn't give me attention. Or say, my husband is bad, my wife is bad. David, he never made excuses. When the prophet said, you did this, what did he do? It is me, I did it. Yeah. And change starts when we recognize what we've done, not what she's done, what I've done.
Well, stop noticing each other's mistakes and start focusing on your own. Well, it's hard because we were made to look outside. We have eyes that see what is from the outside. Our eyes are not prepared to see our inner. But
that's why it's so hard to acknowledge our own mistakes.
Exactly,
sometimes.
but you have to do this inner reflection. If you miss a turn, start again. Don't give up until the change becomes reality. Well, Andrea, we never said to this person it would be easy, but we always said it is possible.
Yes, that's something that we don't use here, or when you come to our church, our meetings, we never say it's impossible, because there are no impossible cases for God. If you miss a turn, start again. If you committed a mistake, start again, and don't give up on yourself, because if you give up on yourself, you are giving up on your relationship. So many people committed so many mistakes, betrayals, lies. They even got separated from their partners, but when they come, they seek for help. They acknowledge their own mistakes. Like Bishop was giving the example of King David. He was according to God's own heart. Why? Because when he was pointed, when his mistake was pointed out by the prophet, he didn't say, I did because of her. No, I did it. I assume, I acknowledge. So sincerity. Only bring your sincerity. If your love life, your marriage is destroyed, if you have nothing, you say, I have nothing to present to God, bring that nothing that you have together with your sincerity, and God will transform it for sure.
So no matter for how long you are trying to gain your partner's trust, you can develop this quality and this strength within you for you to prove to your partner that he or she will be able to trust in you again. That's why this is another reason why we have the love therapy on Thursdays, 8 p.m. If you need that strength, if you need that extra strength, so you are my guest this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. to join the love therapy session. Well, and this coming Thursday, the youth group and the UTF are the groups who are specially being invited to join the love therapy. So if you are part of the youth group or the UTF, so this coming Thursday, there will be a moment dedicated for all of you. So wherever you are from, member of the youth group or UTF, you join our love therapy this coming Thursday. And the 31st, we are going to have the singles hour that will start 7 p.m. May God bless you all. We are coming back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Bye-bye.